back to another episode of Maintenance with Mike. Today we're in the garage trying to stay warm. It's just dumping snow right now. So had a tip from Luke from Orange is the New Green about when you can start snow blowing with the BX 2816 snowblower on a Kubota tractor, and I was having some problems chucking a bunch of rocks just because the ground was not frozen yet. So what's happened here is it snowed a little bit. I used the quad with those enlarged shoes that I made on a previous video, which works great. The only issue with that is you can only push the snow so far. Once it starts to pile up, your driveway just gets narrower and narrower and narrower. Hence the idea of the snow blower. So what we're going to do today is we're going to have a look at the shoes that I had made for the quad blade, which is in a previous video. And I'm going to use an ordinary cutting board that we got at the dollar store for $10. We're going to cut those up. We're going to bolt them to the bottom of the stock shoes that come with the Kubota, and then try to heat it up with a heat gun and just kind of curl the edges a bit all the way around, not making a complete dish, but just something that, what I find is the edge is so sharp on the stock shoes on the snowblower is when I turn the tractor, if the ground's a bit soft still, that edge just basically cuts into the gravel driveway and pushes gravel off to the side. So I thought making some sort of enlarged shoe with a piece of cutting board, ordinary cutting board, bolting it onto the bottom of the shoe would give us a little bit more of a footprint and make it slide better. And also, I should be able to plow the snow off the concrete as well without scratching it, because these are metal shoes that come stock with here as well. I've also made a cutting edge guard, which you'll see a number of videos that people have made from steel pipe with carabiners, from Mindful Homestead, and a couple others as well. But I kind of stole the idea from what I did with the quad and just took a piece of black Schedule 80 PVC pipe, ripped a horizontal line in it, and I actually mounted it on the bottom of the snow blower as well to keep it from digging into the gravel. So that'll also aid in keeping that up above until it's frozen. Maybe I'll be able to remove that once the base is frozen. Yeah, let's get started. We'll show you a couple pictures of the previous blade guard and what I've done here now. So you can see here on the cutting edge of the snowblower, I've made basically a PVC guard, the same as I have on the snowplow for the quad, which works great. Basically, I just took the snowshoes off the side here, on both sides, cut this to length, and cut a slit in it the same as the other one, and basically just slide it on. And then these shoes, once they're on, they friction fit to the PVC guard here and hold it all together. So the idea today is we're gonna take these shoes off, and we're gonna make out of your standard dollar store cutting board. I think this is HDPE, which is high density polyethylene, which is pretty strong. I'm hoping it doesn't get too brittle in the cold, but the idea will be is to bolt it underneath like this, and then curl all the ends up on the sides and that as well, so that when this moves side to side, it's not this sharp edge that basically cuts into the snow. It'll basically ride on the bottom of this. Drill a couple holes through this shoe. So there's two bolts on the inside here that hold the factory shoe on. So we'll just quickly pop those off with a socket, half-inch socket. So one bolt, lock washer. So there's the shoe. And you can see it's riding pretty good from front to back. So it's definitely the side to side that's cutting the gravel, because this, where it's curled up on the end, is definitely working. So we just want to attach that piece of plastic cutting board just to bend the sides up a little bit so it slides easier. So let's head over to the vise and see how we want to cut this. So the idea here would be to get two of these extensions out of one cutting board, just because I think that's all we're going to need. So from the handle hold to the end, we've got 13 inches. And I think if we look at curling up these ends, that's maybe a 2-inch overhang on each side. So we can make them, we could cut them 6 inches wide. And the length is pretty good. This is almost the same length of this shoe. So we'll be able to heat this up and bend that front and back as well. So I say we go full width this way, and we cut them to 6 inches, 2 6-inch width pieces. Maybe we should peel the plastic off first, because you can see that's going to cause some issues with marking. Yeah, so that's gone. So let's do the first one at 6 inch. Now I'm going to cut this with a skill saw, but I'm going to cut this outside because it's going to make a mess. Well, we're not building a piano here, so I think we could probably measure the next one out with the skill saw blade width and cut that one at the same time at 6 inches. So let's mark this one as well at 6 inches. Okay, I'll quickly go cut these with a skill saw and I'll be right back. Okay, the first thing we learned is that stuff's pretty brittle, and it almost looks like it's layered. So we will see how this goes. You can almost see like an air bubble here where it's separated from the other pieces. Now for this application, you know, this is a bit of a test, so I think they're gonna hold up. Once we apply some heat and stuff to these and bend up the sides, it might help as well. I don't know if putting a jigsaw and rounding these corners off is going to make a difference. It might. We might cut these round. So let's mark. So one hole here, one hole on this side, sort of mid span on the shoe, and then we'll do another one back here. So we're just going to use 1/4 inch hardware for that to bolt up to. So just find a bit that just allows a 1/4 inch bolt. to go through. And we will just drill these out. Okay, so there you can see so we've got the three holes now in the channel. So let's just mark these out. And we can drill the cutting board. It says on the instructions that it's able to withstand 200 degrees, so there's one. Two. If that'll suck that in there. Got a bit of a washer that has a taper to it, so I might want to drill the first part of that hole a little bit wider just so that we kind of sink this in. We don't have much material to work with here though, it's only maybe 3/8 or something like that. Okay, let's just see if we augered this out a little bit. Where did I put that screw? Well, that's working. Now I may find that oh, that works well. Yeah, that'll work well. Well, I may find that I may have to build a metal shoe the same way as I did on the quad, where they pressed a 6-inch plate, heated it up and pressed it on a massive press. But that was done at a machine shop. That was something that I don't have here. So it was a bit more expensive than our cutting board option here. So this is the first test to see if this helps. So let's just throw the first one in here to hold. So here's the other bolts. Let's run a few in here. Maybe what we might want to do is sort of have an idea of is where we want to bend these. And then bend the front up. Something like that. All the way around. So basically what I'm going to do here, I think, is figure out where I've got the line drawn. Basically clamp it in as best I can at that point. And then just apply some heat with just a standard heat gun here and see if I can get it to start to bend here. I think it's probably going to take quite a bit of heat. Seems to be starting to bend already, so that's not too bad. Oh, that's not good. Yeah, so that's what I was afraid of. It's starting to melt the front. You can see but the back, it's the layers. It's the layers in the plastic that's the problem. You can see it's sort of a white color here versus the dark color, and it's basically just separating as I heat it. The pieces that were glued together, or however they made this, doesn't really appear to be working too well. Now that may have just broke because I was only heating the one side. Let's just keep going here and see if we can salvage this at all. If we heat up the back side, I don't know. It's definitely two pieces that they've sandwiched together. It's not one solid piece of high density plastic, unfortunately. Looks like it's melting, so maybe it'll hold together. I don't know. I guess we'll see. Maybe if we melt it a little bit here, it'll start to hold together on its own. Let's try another corner here. This time I'll heat it front and back and see if we can get it to not crack. Then I'll try to bend the front up too. So we may have messed up on the first corner just by not heating the back side as well, because it seems to be. We'll let it harden up here for a second. Seems to be working better heating it front side and back side, which does make sense. But I still think it might be too brittle. Let's mark this. This is where we want to bend the front up to in the vise. Let's quickly take this off. So I've got the shoe off now. We've sort of lined it up again. I marked the front and the back here. I've drew a line on the cutting board where the start of the rise is on this skid shoe for the front and the back. And what we're going to do is we're going to put that in the vise up to that line and start to heat that front piece. You kind of get the idea. Once we get this bent the way we want it, then we'll put it back on the plow or on the snowblower and essentially duplicate it for the other side. And judging by the forecast, we're going to get to test it out here fairly quickly. Okay, let's see if we can get this thing to curl up a bit here. It's definitely working. This way. Okay, I think you guys get the idea. So basically just keep following the same sort of procedure here to try to achieve a curl all the way around. And I'll show you what it looks like when we're done here before we put it on the plow. So yeah, here's the finished product. We're going to bolt that up to the one side here. And then I'm going to match exactly what I've done here. Take the other side apart, bolt it all back together. And then it sounds like Wednesday we're going to get an opportunity to try it out. So I'll let you know how it goes, get some video of the new snowblower in action. Like I said, the first time didn't work so well. It sucked up a bunch of gravel. So I made some modifications here, hoping to keep that from happening. But again, the ground is freezing now, so I don't think we're going to have as many problems with rocks and stuff from the gravel driveway. So thanks again for watching another episode of Maintenance with Mike. If you like the channel, please subscribe to it. Maybe consider sharing with your friends and family. And that's the extended snowshoes for the BX2816 snowblower on a Kubota BX23S. So take care, and we'll catch you on the next one. Cheers.